Yo, mic check. Okay, this has been, I'm seeing some delay, so you guys let us know right now, if you can, how bad the delay is. We updated OBS, we've made some updates here, and it has been a catastrophe with the new software. Just an absolute shit show with OBS now. So we've been trying to get the stream to line up right, and it's not reacting. None of the normal settings work, so I'm expecting... What are we getting over there?
Train wreck? Excellent connection now. So.
Okay, but see...
So...
One fun thing with all this is we realized with some of the other streams we were having some of those issues. We kind of traced it down to a couple things it could be. One of those being OBS. So we updated OBS to the newest one, got all the settings put in there. It's not reacting the same whatsoever. I mean, not even remotely close.
Yeah, sounds good, they say here. So.
Okay, as long as it sounds good. If you see some sync issues, it's a little off. We're running out of time to try to dial it in because usually we have to offset the audio from the video about 144 milliseconds. So all the audio from the board lines up with the video in OBS, and then that's what goes out to you guys on YouTube. Usually it's about 144 milliseconds. Right now, I think I ended up at like minus 600 just to get it as close as I can. And I can even see in my meters in OBS right now the delay. It's crazy. So if there's some discrepancies, we know. And it probably annoys me way more than it's going to annoy everybody else. And it annoys the shit out of me. So anyway, we're here. It's Saturday, the 10th. September. How you doing, man?
Oh yeah, I'm thrilled about troubleshooting. I'm thrilled, always.
I'm not. I absolutely hate troubleshooting. It is my least favorite thing in the world.
Being sarcastic.
I know. I know.
Yeah.
I know. Especially, you know, we started 3 hours earlier today, and that's the time that we've allotted that we figured out to start from scratch with nothing set up, no cameras, didn't even have drums. It takes us about 3 hours. Just the two of us to set up this small setup. But then when you add the problem with OBS and the actual streaming software, we're running back and forth. We're watching. We're trying to get the sync right. You know, it's just... And it's one thing if it reacts the same, because technically it should be the same, because everything is based on frame rate.
Yep.
So you can calculate the offset, which we've calculated, you know, years ago, and it's what we've always used. Apparently, OBS uses some new math I'm not... I don't know about.
They probably changed the algorithm. Yeah. Everybody's into changing algorithms now.
Like, you know what? We're going to piss off that Waymeyer guy. This will do the trick. So I haven't even been able to pull up YouTube on my laptop to see what's going on.
You know the best experiment ever? Send him software to beta test.
Oh, yeah.
That's the best experiment ever because you don't know what's going to come out of it.
Dude, my week this week with software has been... you guys wouldn't even believe it if I told you some of the things that have happened. Because it's been pretty bad.
So, today, the mics that won, right, in our recording, which was a thrill to find out.
Actually, I was quite surprised.
Yes.
You know, I wasn't expecting... Hold on, I'm making sure that I can hear Ernesto when I'm in there. Oh, you can just talk on my mic when I'm in there. No. Now it's fine. I'm setting up so I can hear you talking when we're in there.
Okay, got
so, okay, cool. Yeah, so I was pleasantly surprised about what won this time around. And quite unanimously, especially on the drum set, with the well, first off, the Cascade didn't shock me. I knew at some point we were going to get some ribbon mics in there, you know, and the Cascade's a great mic. But I was shocked that with the choices we had for the overhead setup, I was sure it was going to be one of two things. I thought, number one, it was going to be Glenn Johns. I thought that's what, I'm like, that's what's going to win. And if that didn't win, I thought it's going to be Recorder Man. It's going to be one of those two. And mono. We got mono, which I don't have a problem with. I love. We got mono. I'm trying to pull up the video here so I can see who's saying what.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was a pleasant little surprise. And then the MXL kicker, which was also a pleasant surprise. It has been a long time since that mic has been in service. And it sounds pretty good, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, we did the fastest drum check ever. I ran in there and I hit it. I go, did it sound good? He goes, yep. So that's what you're going to hear. But it sounded pretty good. And then the Unisphere on the guitar, on the electric guitar, I thought that at some point it was going to win just because of some of the conversations. Here, I'm going to try to get back so we can, everybody in frame. Yeah.
Everything looks good so far.
The 12 gauge on the bass, not shocked. Maybe a little, but not too much.
Yeah.
You know, that's a good one. And then finally, you know, the U87 got voted on some. I was sure the very first one of these we ever did, the U87 was going to be, whatever it was in was going to get picked.
Yeah.
And it didn't. I mean, there was, I think the last one, it didn't even get picked. Or it was like one or something. I was amazed, like, wow, no one cares. But this time, it was overwhelming.
Yeah.
That's probably just Ernesto over there. He kept voting.
I was just monitoring, you know. This time I did not vote. This time I did not vote. Not at all.
I didn't either, actually. Here, I want to pull this up. I want to be able to see who's talking. Besides myself.
Okay, what's it? Aaron says, hey guys, hope you're well. Heads up. I have my volume blasted on my laptop and I can barely hear you guys.
Okay, hold on a sec. Talk to him, Ernesto. Oh.
Hello. 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 Hello.
Keep talking.
Hello. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, let me get some more volume going.
Hello.
Talk.
Hello, here I am. 1, 2, 3.
Hold on now.
Hello.
How's that?
Hello.
Is that a little bit better? Ooh, we got some juice now.
Hello, 1, 2, 3.
Careful, everybody. It might be louder. You know what's one thing about all of these is we went in the beginning of the pandemic, and then we'll get into this playing stuff. But I got to get this off my head so I can chill and go in there and hopefully not screw up playing. But when we did the big switch to here, I'm gonna switch to that camera so when I talk to you, I'm not like looking at the back of my head. What camera is
twisting
that?
your neck, yeah.
5. Let's go to camera 5. There we go. Nope, that's the wrong camera. There we are. Okay, so we're over here now. When we changed this whole setup in 2020, you know, the beginning of the pandemic, and got all of this, we spent that whole, you know, doing those console side chats for those months of like twice a week. Just getting all of this figured out. Got it figured out through all of the concerts. Got all the cameras syncing right. Everything was working.
Yeah.
What?
No. I'm just double checking something.
Okay, cool. And it was working actually pretty smoothly up until we had one virtual showroom where we started having some audio issues going back to the other people. And then all of a sudden we had a couple of those issues live on the stream. And then now with the updates, it's completely gone out the window. This stuff is, so it's like now we're gonna have to relearn it.
Yeah.
I'm hoping we're gonna do a bunch of restarts. It's just gonna reset itself and go back to normal. But I didn't want to waste any more time today. But I'm angry, man. I'm gonna play with some anger today. This little ditty's gonna be mean, not nice.
Well, they say it's better now. So
Okay.
That's good.
Well, I know the volume's better. The sync thing bugs the hell out of me.
Yeah.
It drives me nuts. But, okay. So, let's see. I had some updates I wanted to go over. I can't get my head out of this sync thing.
Well,
Just
remember what was it? Oscars? What was it? Grammys? The guy that over the headphone blasted. I mean, it's a similar situation, right?
Yeah.
This time it's the software that did it for you. Yeah.
Yeah, it drives me crazy. So that's what tonight will be done after this, getting everything dialed back in because I hate these problems. Don't like problems, but they're part of the game.
Yeah.
Man, I had a couple updates I wanted to bring up, but I don't. Let's play.
Yeah.
Screw this. Let's hit some stuff. I want to hit something. I mean,
Yeah.
drums. Okay, I'm going to go in, and let's make sure. So my talkback from in there is on 14.
Yeah.
And it should be good.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go play.
Delilah is thrilled, obviously. All right, so let's see. Let's change Mr. Waymeyer here. Where the hell is? Oh, it's the wrong mouse.
Yeah, there's
The wrong mouse. That is funny. All right, Mr. Waymeyer, where are you? Mr. Waymeyer, on 6. Are you on 6? There you are. Well, I can.
Oh yeah, I can hear you. Holy crap, that was toasty loud.
Okay, so let's see.
You don't need to get so close up on the. All right, so can they hear me out on the stream?
Talk?
I'm talking. Sometimes I just like to talk for the sake of talking.
Yeah, you're there.
All
You're
right,
there.
Good. I'm gonna just play for a second. Make sure they're hearing the drums.
Yeah.
Just pull up that the overhead. Let's just listen to the cascade. So you can just mute on the monitor channel
Yeah.
on the red fader.
Yeah.
Red knob, just mute too.
Okay.
Mute one.
Oh yeah, because 2 is the overheads.
No, two's the overhead.
All right, so here's just the overheads.
How about just the kick now?
All right, now it's only the kick.
Hey, did you actually do it? I didn't even look on the board, but did you do any EQ at all?
Nothing. This is just the quickest sound check ever. Just pull up levels and see what happens.
All right, should we try this with the track?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Can you ask them? You guys all hearing everything okay?
Well, let me see. Let me see what people say here. Well, kick drum is very loud. Well, yeah.
Take it down. Blend it in a little bit. So on the red faders, take one down a little.
Play a little bit. Yeah, that sounds pretty good.
All right, let's run this track out. Let's record this sucker.
Yeah, let's do this. All right, so, man, I got 3 mice here. It's like, shit, which one is it?
Are they blind?
All right, oh. So, well, should start from the top, right?
Yeah.
Okay, here goes nothing.
All right, one more time. I wasn't sure if the pre-roll was 2 bars.
Hey, Delilah is always so thrilled. All right, here goes. Excellent with the bottom at the end. There you go.
I winning an award for that. All right, enough.
Yeah, that should be good. Okay, so where are we here? Where are we on? This is 1. All right, here we are back. I mean, it's as crude as ever.
All right, I want to hear this. What's it sound like? Okay, so those guitars are not actually, those were last time's guitars. I'm just playing to. All right, I'm going to check one thing. Let's always check off phase and see what happens. So I'm going to flip the overheads. Ooh, yeah. So I'm going to back that kick off a little. Where are we at here? Yeah, you definitely hear the figure 8 in the room, and you hear the thickness of that, the Cascade. It's actually a really nice sounding mic. We juice a little bit of EQ also.
Yeah, David is saying kick is a little clicky for the song. It's like that's the mic,
yes,
right?
Yeah. That is definitely the microphone. That would not be my first choice. What camera are we on? That would not be my first choice for this track at all. But we didn't vote. See, that's what happens when you don't vote. Such bullshit. Anyway, yeah.
Is there any muffling on the bass drum?
A tiny. There's one towel inside that's barely muffling the back head, and I just have it feathering the front head. And that is a 22-inch classic maple. Oh yeah, I should have said the drums. All classic maple, 12 and 14-inch toms, tuned much higher. Just try to do something different. Plus, it was a ribbon mic. Wanted to keep a little brightness in there. And then the cymbals are all Pisces. What else? But yeah, the click. Let's listen to that. Yeah, it's kind of a weird mixture of those two mics, because it's like I hear one and I kind of expect to hear something a little more metal or rock, and then you hear this big fat overhead and they don't. It's not a real, not a great pairing as far as cohesion.
It's a weird mix, because one is clicky for metal and the other one is like vintage.
And that's that mic, that A55, for you D6 lovers, that's a mic that's kind of in that area. It has a nice kind of built-in click. It's a little like this, but you could scoop that out pretty easily, and kind of shape it a little bit. But yeah, it's definitely this one's going to be interesting by the time we get done.
That's why they always say pick the right mic.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. But these are giant experiments.
Yes.
And yes, we're experimenting. Thought I was going to have something a little more clever to say there. Didn't work out that way. Should we do some acoustic guitars?
Sure.
So you should have everything on channel 1 and 2 out there.
Should be good.
Do you have headphones? Take mine that are plugged into the...
Very good.
So here's the fun part with the acoustics. We didn't sound check this at all. Well, we tapped it to make sure it was going through. So you're going to get to hear. We're going to do this together. See my acoustic. Keep the volume down a little. Open you up. Let's pan you the center for now. Okay. 2 bars pre-roll. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. My acoustic. And let me flip over to him. Wait, hold on. Is he there? Okay, he's getting his headphones set up, so we'll give him a second. So we got the U87 now on the acoustic, which should sound pretty damn good, you know. It's a classic microphone, so I can't see it being an issue. As soon as he's playing a little bit, I'll flip over to him. Camera 7. And then we'll hear what our clicky kick sounds like with our dark overheads and a U87 on the acoustic. This is going to be an interesting one. You set up in there, Holmes? I'm running out of jokes. We're almost there. Okay, I'm going to flip over to him. Let's go see what's on out there. All right, you live, buddy. Can you hear me? Ernesto, can you hear me? Hey. Can you hear me? Channel 1 and 2. This is what happens when you don't do the sound check. Play? You hearing?
I'm gonna grab that.
Yeah. All right, he's going to grab the other headphone box. It's one of those days. There are always those days, seems like now. That's all right. This is the worst thing that happens to me today. My day isn't so bad, really.
All right, there we go.
Are you hearing it now?
Oh,
All right,
beautiful.
Let me get back to you. Okay.
All right. Oops. Sorry, U87.
You break it, you buy it.
I hit you. Sorry.
Play a little bit.
Sorry, baby.
Hey, move around a little. See if you can find a spot. Ooh, stop. Don't move so fast. Right, stop. How far away from the mic are you? About 6 inches?
Yeah.
That's nice and warm. This is going to be a really weird sounding song. All right, you want to try it?
Yeah, let's do it, man.
Okay, here we go. You got 2 bars of pre-roll at the top.
Got it.
Click should be on. Hey, I want to try one thing. Move back.
Yeah.
Make a note of where you are there, but move back like 6 inches. And play. Now play the strumming. Ooh, can we try it at this spot too?
Sure, yeah.
All right. You ready?
Yeah.
Here we go. Oh, let me get the click on. Let me get the click on. Here we go.
Whoops.
Here, I'll punch you in. I'll punch you in after the hits. Let it ring. All right, stay in that position.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to do, because, man, these overheads are... When you have one mic on an overhead like this, and it's in a wide open room, and it's a ribbon, it's like everything sounds distant because it's dark. And then I get this clicky. So I wanted to see if we could get a little space in that acoustic sound. Let's go ahead and double it.
All right.
1 second while I get that channel turned on. All right, you there?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm going to pan it. So the original guitar be in the left ear, the new guitar be in the right ear.
Yeah.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Here we go. Click. Come on, baby. Let it ring. And scene. Okay, come on in. So here is, let me get back to me real quick. Let me get the other camera, the other me. There we are. There's the real me. The interesting thing with this is a challenge because these mics aren't, these choices of mics don't really blend, but when you backed up a little bit, there was at least, it wasn't quite as direct in your face.
Yeah.
I mean, we should probably had you back about 2 feet, and it just sounded all roomy. But man, when it goes to the toms with that cascade, they're all just fuzzy sounding. Okay, let me.
Sean is saying folk metal.
What?
That's funny.
I'm gonna take these guys down just a bit.
They're asking Fathead Landau or Stock?
Stock. I actually should put a Landau in it. They're still on the darker side, but they do sound pretty good. I only want to see if I got. There we go. And then there's just this click, 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 this ticky click coming through. This was bound to happen at some point. All right, get that bass on.
All right, let's do
Wait, you want to do bass last or do bass now?
No, let's do bass now.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's more part of the groove, you know.
It's just going to keep getting interesting. And I'm not going to EQ or do anything to this. We're going to leave it all just how the mics are capturing. I'm not going to even attempt to change anything now. I'm really more curious about what's going to happen when everything's together and what it sounds like. Because it could be interesting in a cool way. It could be interesting in a let's don't do that again way. All right, where's my bass channel? Let's go to the bass.
Okay,
It's time for some.
change this.
Pull that down. I want to change this. Oh, one update while he's getting set there. On the 24th, I'm going to do a quick live stream, and I'll set this up probably tomorrow at 10 a.m. in the morning. It's a Saturday. It's the 10th anniversary of being here in this studio. Ernesto's going to be out of town, so you're going to join via Zoom, right?
Yes,
yeah, he's going to come in
course.
via Zoom. And I'm going to have a bunch of photos from literally the day to the 10 years to the day when I got the keys and took the first photo standing back in that doorway and what happened. And I'm going to go through some of the builds, show some of the different eras, I guess, of the studio and just kind of have fun just, celebrating, 10 years. It's hard. It's crazy how fast time goes, man. Oop. Oh. Hold on one sec.
Yeah.
Got to clean that pot.
Good old
I lost you. Play. There we are. Okay, this is the 12 gauge. I didn't expect this one to be too bad, actually. I'm just taking a little top off of that to get rid of that line noise. All right, you want to give it a shot?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's see. This actually, I'm not shocked that the 12 gauge sounds pretty good. And this is the Polytone Mini Brute, so it's the Mini Brute 3, one of my favorite little bass amps. It's got a ton of power. A lot of good jazz guitar players used to use it because it's light, it's easy to carry around, and it'll pump up some jams, man. Okay, here we go. Top. Wow, this starts to get a little... the drums just keep moving further and further back. And I have plenty of headroom on the kick. And again, I'm not going to EQ it. We're going to let it be what it is. We have a more metal-sounding, mic in the kick drum, and we have a nice fat ribbon mic for the overhead. The other thing, too, and this goes for wherever you are, when you have... especially a mono mic of any sort, when you're really trying to capture the drums with one mic, really no matter what it is, the space that you're in becomes ingrained in that sound. So you have to think about that too. On top of that, now we're using a figure 8 mic, so it's getting both down at the kit and it's picking up what's behind it. So we're getting some of that extra room sound. And once we start putting these other instruments on, it starts to push those drums further and further away, which could be cool. So far, I'm going to go out and say it's not my favorite, at least for this overall track that we're doing right now. If I was going to do this, I'd probably tighten the room up a little more around the kit, put a bunch of gobos, try to take the room out to try to bring that kit forward again. Because the kick, if you turn it up, it's going to sound forward because it's just, it's a mic inside the kick drum. We're never going to get that over the overheads, even if I EQ'd top end and stuff. And maybe carved out a little bit of the low mid and cleaned it up, which I'm not going to do. Okay, so now.
Good old guitar.
Let's see. Pull this down. Play a little for me. So where do you have the mic on that? Play a little. I'm gonna try one thing.
Probably it's pointing too much at the cone. Wow, that changed.
A little smoother, a little bit smoother. So you had it kind of. Let's see, what camera am I on? So you had it like if this is the center of the cone, Ernesto was kind of off to the side, but it was pointing towards the middle. And we do that. That's a great place to start, depending on the mic you have. I just literally took the mic and just moved it out to where it's still angled, but it's actually pointing more towards the edge of it.
Yeah.
Because the Unisphere, this sucker's got plenty of cut.
Yeah.
It don't need any help. All right.
Cool.
So I'm going to run you from where the bass comes in. And here, I'll stick you on the right for now, so it doesn't matter.
Sure.
You're not coming out of the speaker. Where are we? Guitar 1. All right, here we go. Wait, let me get the click on. I keep turning the click off. Click while recording. Here we go. Man, I don't know. You almost hear like a.
Yeah, that's the string probably because I hit the chord so hard.
Oh.
So,
Here, I'm gonna try one more placement. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Just play a little.
Yeah, that's better. Yeah, that's better.
A little better, a little bit. Let's try it again. Let's try it again.
Do it. Same spot.
This is a really, I'm going to use the word interesting collection of mics and sounds.
But that's the whole point, you know?
Yeah. Okay, let's just double it. And I don't know if you guys knew this, but a doublet is a real thing. Do a Google for a doublet. I think it's like a pirate corset or something like that. This guitar tone to me is even like further removed from where we're at. All right, hold on. Let me get you turned on. Play. All right, there we go. I keep hearing something over here. All right, you ready?
Yep, let's
Double
do
it.
it.
somehow we've managed to turn the Marshall into a Rockman.
Yeah.
Hey, you got any Def Leppard licks? That is what? Oh, I just turned you off. Okay, let's just listen to this one time through. I'm trying to make sense of what I'm hearing in my head, and it's interesting. You know, I will say, well, let's just listen one time. Then we'll talk some moss.
Love the acoustics, man.
The acoustic sounds really, yeah.
Yeah.
The bass sounds good. The ribbon mic would definitely benefit from some EQ there. Thin a little that low mid out and add just a tiny bit of top, and it gels a little more with the kick mic, maybe, but not entirely. Yeah, what I wanted to say before we did that listen is this type of thing. If you're at home and you've got any new mics, or take all your mics, this is the perfect type of thing to do to get to learn what they sound like, how they react, where you like them and where you don't like them. Because I've used that Cascade for overheads many a time. For this little thing that we're doing now, it's not quite doing it for me. But that could be the room too. Probably should tighten it up a little bit. Kick, yeah, I wouldn't. This is not the kick mic. There is no way that kick mic in any position inside that kick changes the way it's getting out. That's what that mic does, and it does it rather well. So for this particular song, I would put that in the don't use that mic list. But this is a great way to learn how all your mics react and to try them in different places that you normally don't do. Because sometimes they'll surprise you. Like those little red 12 gauge microphones, everywhere we end up putting them, they surprise me. I'm like, oh, that's not a good sound there. And then you hear it and go, oh my God, that's kind of interesting. I knew the U87. Yeah. I mean, I didn't expect anything different from that mic. You know, it's a mic everyone pretty much knows. The Unisphere, that's the first time since I've had that mic using that on a guitar. Here, I'm going to switch over there so we can, hold on. Let's go over there. That's camera. Oh. There we go. Third time's a charm. Fourth time, something like that. The Unisphere, this is the first time using that on guitar. I've used it on snare, and actually as a mono overhead, it's kind of cool. Really cool. Yeah. I don't hate it on the guitar. It's a very specific sound. Yeah. You know? So I don't know if it would be my go-to. You know, probably the Unidyne, definitely a go-to. The V67X, the Roswell, definitely a go-to. You know, the Heil can be, regular 57. You know, those you kind of know what you're going to get. This mic, if you want that sound, it's very, I feel like it's already filtered. Like there is nothing in the bottom from that, right? It's just like chopping that sucker off. And I also kind of feel the same thing on the top. I don't feel that the openness that I'm used to when you do a Unidyne or we put the 67, you get that fullness on the bottom. So if you got a bunch of layers, this might be a cool microphone. Yeah. You know, kind of cool.
But yeah, I mean, depending on where you put it, you get that Rockman tone, totally.
Yeah, it's interesting. And I've moved it. as far out on the cone, the edge of the actual speaker as you can get, and it still cuts like that.
Yeah, it has a nice bump, right? Where it's like between 1 to 2K.
It's also pretty thick, I think, like 600-700 hertz. It doesn't feel, but in a smooth way. It's not too papery, but it's a little papery, So this was an interesting choice, everybody.
Yeah, to say the least. Yeah, very interesting. Yeah. I think if you get that type of overhead, regardless of what mic you use, you would need a spot mic on the snare, right? To kind of reinforce it a little bit.
As long as the sound is balanced. I tried to balance the cymbals, but one thing that I'll usually do if I'm tracking anything minimal like that mono is we'll track for a second. I'll come in and listen so I can hear how I'm hitting the cymbals and make sure that that is blended with the rest of the kit. And we didn't do that here. Yeah. It's been a while since I've recorded with the ribbon as an overhead. Yeah. So I wasn't sure what to expect. My snare is a little inconsistent. If I'm going to critique myself, I'm going to slap myself for being inconsistent there, because it comes down to there's no fixing anything. But yeah, if you got that placement right and the drummer's playing consistent, you go a mono overhead, boom, you don't need a snare mic a lot of times. I went a little higher at the placement because it's figure 8, so it's pretty tight. It's not like, cardioid might get a bit more like this. The figure 8's going to be a little tighter, and I wanted to make sure that we had some cymbals in there because I knew it was going to get the snare. So, got any questions, complaints?
Well, Jason, he just made it. It was great. I used my 545 on my snare and gaming mic.
Interesting. It's cool on a snare mic, and that's kind of why I got it originally. Yeah. It's also cool as a mono overhead.
Kevin says this is the best episode so far. Hey, rock and roll, man.
Oh, we're just having fun. Hopefully everybody's having fun. Oh, I got him turned off. Hold on. There we go. Any other question? What are we missing? I mean, I could look, but you're looking, so what is it?
Somebody said before they want a black 212 and their new gold and silver 12s.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Aaron says that. I wonder do you mean an amp? A black 212. Where's the black 212?
The Black Star?
I don't know.
Can you clarify that? Well.
Yeah.
So you're just the 2000 right now. You're straight into the Marshall JCM 2000 into the, is that a 60 lead cab? 69 lead?
Oh, no, he's talking about the 12 gauge mics.
Oh, the black ones. Yeah. Yes, I don't have those yet. Yeah. And the stereo one is actually really cool.
I know. I mean, are those even smaller? Where's the mic?
Well, the stereo one's interesting because it's the same body, but it's XY, and somehow he fits it in there, and it's got little grates on both sides of it. Yeah, it's kind of cool, actually. We did, in the next episode of Songs from the Studio that's going to come out in about a week and a half, we actually shot this one pre-pandemic, and Hal and I did some tom double drumming on the bridge section, and we actually, I think we had 3 of the 12 gauge on there. We had a pair of the reds for the overheads and one of the stereo XYs for the rooms, and it was cool.
David is saying, I'm holding...
Is that Vignola?
David SJ. He says, I'm holding Charlie responsible for the fact that there is a pair of Trident 500 series EQs on my Sweetwater wish list.
Wait a second, they're only on the wish list. You haven't even bought him yet. You can't hold me responsible. Now, when you buy them, my name isn't really Charlie.
Yeah, and then Justin is asking, can you give any good advice for getting business as a new producer?
You know what? That's a great question. A little beyond what we're doing today. And that is actually, I was talking to David Vignola again over at Mixing Analog. He's going to come back and join us, and that's part of the conversation we did not get to finish last time, which was all about the business side and getting that. Yeah. I'll try to fast track that one because that would be a good one. Networking is, the obvious thing is the networking. don't sell yourself short, but don't be afraid to work maybe cheaper at first while you're trying to get people in. But also, and this is a big one, and this can frighten a lot of people at first, especially if you're making this your main income, don't be afraid to say no. If something you don't, it's your heart's not in it, you don't feel that the material, the players, whatever it is up to the bar that you want to have for your own thing, do not be afraid to say no. You can be nice about it, but that's a big thing, even when you're starting out, is try to make it all good. So if you're looking just for new people and you want to get like a portfolio going, what I did, I had some luck on Instagram early on where I just went through and I found people like, oh, wow, they're cool. And then I would just message them they were local. I'd do my homework and make sure they were in the area and just say, hey, I've got a studio, would love to work with you guys, but love your music. Best of luck. Hope, you have a great career. And that really actually worked quite well to get some new people in the door, and it was all people that I wanted to work with, which made it even more fun and better. But networking is big, huge. If you can get out to go meet people, I'm telling to myself to get out and go meet people. I get so locked into this building sometimes working. But I had a lot of luck on Instagram. I'm going to text Vignola right after this, and we're going to set that live stream up sooner rather than later. After we fix OBS, that is.
Jason is
or
saying,
burn it down.
Hey, I saw a video you had on room mics, I think, and I just bought an Audio-Technica AT8004. They are now discontinued, so I'm glad I got one.
Wait, which one is the 8004? I should know all my Audio-Technica models. I can't believe I'm Ooh, Leslie Organ. Oh, that guy. Yeah, that's a cool one. That's an Omni. That's actually a broadcast mic they use for that.
Yeah.
But it's cool in front of a kit. Moving around. It could be a cool room mic too. Kind of in the area of the 12-gauge mics where it's nice with cymbals because it's not real bright there. You can squash the crap out of them. Haven't tried it on anything else. That should be one of them. We're going to try to resurrect this Microphone Monday thing a lit. English, man. A little bit. Because I've been having some people ask about it. We just did the 67 video. So we've got a handful that we want to do more with. So we're going to do that. Bring back our Journey tune. Yeah, the 8004 is actually cool. It's one of those effect mics that you can move around and you have in a mix and you can bring it up. That's a mic that I wouldn't hesitate to stick compressor on or stick distortion on or distortion and delay. That's a good one. That could be a fun mic to kind of mess around with and blend into the overall sound. Or right in front of the kit is a kit front mic. It has enough of the mid-range paper sound that you just sneak that into your drum sound. It fills it out quite nicely, I think, anyway. I got to bring that mic back out.
Yeah, so this was a very
Gary Boss, by the way, I haven't locked the date in yet, but he from Audio-Technica is going to join us for a live stream. I'll follow up him with this week and see when he's going to come on. What else? Did we miss anything?
No, I'm just looking through. Silver. Oh, Aaron says silver and gold are the newer versions of the Red 12 Omni and Green 12 Cardio.
I think they're lower noise, if I'm not mistaken, which actually would be a good thing. If you haven't bought them yet, get those, because I think I read about that.
Yeah, and Sean says they have one, I think, is the black in a 50 caliber shell as well.
Oh, yeah. I haven't heard that one. Let's pull that up here. Is that the black 212? Oh, no, that's the stereo one.
Man.
The 12G50 is the one that's in a... That thing is cool looking. Yeah, those are fun mics. A lot of fun.
And then David is asking, have you guys jumped on the Lewitt bandwagon yet?
No, but I want to try some of those out because they seem very interesting. And it's going to need some new things to try out here, too. But they definitely have some stuff that's been on my radar. I know there's another company what's that other Austrian company?
Austrian?
I think they were either the AKG guys or whatever.
That's Austrian Audio.
Yeah, that's one that you've been talking about. Yeah, I've heard a lot of good stuff about the Lauten Audio though. So that is definitely on the on the radar. So many mics, so much gear to buy, and I'm still finishing some of the stuff up in the live room.
Oh, from Brazil, Marcelo says, "Good evening.
Tudo bem.
I would like to say thanks for your video about room mics techniques. We used a 57 in the wall.
Oh, the wall mic.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
So good for me. Yeah.
That always works. So in one way or the other. What are some videos that you guys want to see? I've got one I'm hopefully going to try to shoot tonight that is with Audio Technica sent me some of the 230. Those Tom mics, I'm going to do something with that. We have another Songs from the Studio, which will be interesting. There's another one I've got working on. I am working on another one mic kind of short series where I'm going to do a couple things with just a single microphone. What are some other things? Oh, and once the live room is done, I'm going to do a whole other round of room testing. So I'm going to be moving mics all over. I don't know how interesting that'll be to everyone, but I will try to film some of it with all the mics in various places if I can get something that seems like it's worth checking out. But if anybody's got any ideas, let me know, because I'm looking to shoot some more stuff soon and keep that going.
Yeah, and Aaron also says that these stereo ones are the green and the black ones are lower noise and work with any preamp instead of just electronically balanced.
Ah, that the lower noise would be nice, especially if you want to use it on a quiet source. Because they actually, on acoustic guitar, I thought that Red 12 was interesting. It was vibey, but if you were playing soft, man, you had to juice the gain so much. It was a little on the noisy side. So yeah, if the new ones are lower noise, definitely go for that.
So the gold and silver are the newer ones. Okay.
Those, everybody loves those mics. Just, they're interesting.
Yeah.
I wish I would have thought of that idea. I'm not that smart. What else?
So yeah, I mean it was fun, man. It was the fastest sound check ever.
Yes, this was an interesting day.
Yeah.
This was a very interesting day.
Fastest sound check ever, and man, when I heard those overheads, like, all right, I guess that's what it is. So.
And it's one thing when it's on its own, but the second you hear it against another instrument, when you started playing the acoustic, and all of a sudden, especially that how as close as you were, and that U87, and the acoustic went like this, and the drums just went, whoop, and then the next one went on the same thing. The bass, unless you put it through a room. Oh, one thing I have been doing a little bit with bass on some mixes is sending it to the SPX90, the Yamaha over here, and using one of the early reflection settings and just sending the bass a little to that. Now, it spreads it out a little bit, but once you get it in the mix, you can kind of start to hear just a little bit of space around it. Been kind of interesting, actually. I did that on a heavy mix recently that, I don't know, I'll say more when that comes out, which will be soon, I hope.
And then Jason is saying, right now I'm using the clamp on MXL tom mics and 2 KBM 412 on floor toms.
Which MXL tom mics?
Well, I mean, he does no specifications, but
I'm not sure what those are, but yeah, the clamp, it saves you some floor space.
Yeah.
Not having to have stands everywhere.
Oh yeah.
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 As long as it works, as long as you're getting the sound that you want to hear, everything is cool. There's no rules with any of that. I mean, I'm not sure we got the sound that all of us wanted to hear today with this mic collection, but it was interesting at least.
Jason says from the MXL drum pack.
Oh, I remember that.
Yep. Yeah,
we did a lot of work with MXL.
Sean
many
says,
years ago.
I've been doing 3 mics and a DI on bass. Creates a very interesting blend, I bet.
I love splitting tones on a bass. I have like 2 amps and a DI. I mean, that wouldn't work for what we're doing here, but yeah, have one clean, one with a little grit on it, and then a DI. Yep, you can get some interesting tones that way. Same with the guitar, actually. I like to get adventure. I know you like to find that mic, set it up, and go play the damn thing. I like to go, what if we split it between those 2 amps and tried these 2 mics? and use that fuzz pedal and this distortion pedal.
Yeah.
8 hours later.
David says, I usually send the bass to a room verb and blend it in. Puts the bass in its own space against the drums and guitars.
That's what I've been doing with the SPX. I actually send the room or that early reflection with the snare also. But it doesn't always, depending on what the music it is, it doesn't always work. Sometimes it's really bitching. And sometimes you want that bass to be nice and dry. It all depends.
Sean says, my next experiment is 3 guitar amps at once. The electric company will love me for those few hours.
Hey, that's the Jerry Cantrell thing.
Yeah.
That there's a great, I should find that article. There's a good one about that whole recording, about the setup they used. Because that was, oh man, the producer's, his name is escaping me right now, who did the Dirt, because he also did one Anthrax album. I don't think Scott Ian was as happy. I can't remember his name, but that was the way those tones were built. 3 different amps, very different tones. On their own, they may or may not sound great, but they get blended together to create one.
Jordan.
Yes, Jordan, that's it. There's a great article. I have that bookmark somewhere. I'll try to dig that up.
We split with Radial, right?
Yes, the headlight or spotlight? Yeah. Headlight. Yep. And basically it's a 4-channel distribution box. So you have one in, you have tuner in, and then you can go to 4 separate sources. You can switch between one at a time, or you can have them all on or all off. So it's a little more than an ABY, but for in the studio it's great because most of the time I can set it to check one at a time so I can hear each amp, and then you go all on. If I was live, an ABY might be a little cool. You bought one of the ABYs, right? The what's it called?
The big shot.
Big shot, yeah. Which works great too.
It's great, yeah. Sheesh. Go mic direct. Boom. You saved for. Hey, do you have the DI of what you did? It's like, yeah, I do.
Yeah. I like to split the bass with that too.
Yeah.
You know, unless we're tracking all at once, and then it. Obviously.
No, we haven't tried the Lele, Aaron.
The what?
The Lele or what? Lele, whatever. You know, the other company that does the splitters.
No, I have not tried that yet.
Lele, you know, however you say it. Yeah.
What is that?
Sounds to me like a German name, and if it's German, you have to say Lele. But, you know, since a lot of times they bastardize the names in whatever.
Hey, man, we say it
language,
correctly.
You know,
don't even be going there. I say it right in Kansan every time I say it. Oh, the split, the P split.
Origin of the word. So, yeah, he talks about the P split 3 orange box.
Yep, that thing. Yeah. No, have not tried that yet.
Hey, you got a spare one? Send it over.
I did see a video with, I think it might have been a Sweetwater video or one of the others that this company was running through a few of the different things it makes. Look cool.
Sean says, Samsonite. I was way off. That's from Dumb and Dumber.
Oh. This P split looks interesting though.
That's great. So you're saying there's a chance?
There's so much different cool utility gear out there. I've always gravitated towards the Radial because it works really well and it's built like a tank. I mean, I could throw that thing off a 20-story building and go pick it up and probably maybe just have a little scratch on it. Yeah. You know, that's one thing I love about their gear.
David is asking, is there going to be a long-form video about the DIY RE color modules, the 15 IPS module?
Yes, I'm going to do a couple on those. I've been just trying to use them to get used to what they do and find out where and how, what I like them on, because some things they're really cool and some it's there's a few things that I've been doing on these last couple mixes that I'm using it, and what it's doing audibly isn't a huge change, but what it does to the overall shape. How do I phrase this? Not sound like an idiot. Like sonically, sometimes like the 15 IPS, you can bump it and you hear a little extra bottom end. But I put that on a snare that doesn't have that same bottom, and the 15 IPS isn't quite as obvious tonally what it's doing. But if you hit it a little bit harder, how it shapes the transient and sits it in a mix is really freaking cool. So I'm just kind of playing around with things right now, trying to get to know them a little bit better. But I will do something. I'm going to pick one of these tracks and we'll run everything through it and see what it sounds like. You know, the Royal Blue, I only have the 15 IPs in the Royal Blue. So that's all I've been using right now. And they both have some cool uses. And some of the uses, like I said, sonically isn't obvious. You turn it on, even crank it, you don't go, oh, wow. You know, sometimes we expect this magic thing to come out of this new piece of gear we got, and you turn it on, you'll be like, oh, that's everything. And you got to take a little time to get used to it, and sometimes it's how it's shaping something to sit in the mix more than it is a absolute tonal change. And that I find quite useful too. So, yes, going to do something on that soon. That was a very long-winded explanation. But that's me. Long-winded explanations. That's my middle name.
Yeah, Sean says he's torn between the DIYRE and the HRK tape saturator. So I don't know that one.
That was one that I had you listen to a bunch when I was going between some of those as well. Yeah, and I decided to go with the DIYRE. There were a couple examples I heard where it did more of the thing that I was looking for. But I've heard good things about the HRK too. I just haven't used any of it.
Go to DI right now. Go to DI.
I have the one I've been going to is actually from Motown LA, the old Motown studios when they moved to LA. You can't get those. Second to that is the Radial. Which one do I have? The passive, the
JDR?
Man, I really got to remember these
JDI?
monikers better. JDI. Yes. I like that a lot because it's clean and it passes through. The other one you can't go wrong with is the Little Labs, the Red Eye, which is also a reamp box. But the one I've used the most lately is one that I got years ago that used to be in the Motown LA studios. And it just somehow sounds fantastic. I have two of them, actually, but I got one fixed.
Aaron says the Audioscape DI is the best he's tried.
Haven't tried that yet. Audioscape makes a lot of good stuff, though, and it's all on my list. About everything they make is on my list. So it's going to be a little while.
Then Jason says, check out the Fredenstein DI Reamper. It's really great.
Oh, the Fredenstein. Oh, I'm sorry. Stein.
Jeez.
Yeah,
I mean, Jesus.
Steen in Kansas. That's the same. I have one of the racks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The rack is great. It's fantastic. A DI shoot, I'm not a big fan of shootouts, man. They just kind of, there's so many of them out there, and they just.
Yeah.
But going through some different DIs would be interesting.
Sometimes shootouts are great if you're on the hunt for something, and then you heard many things about something, and then you see somebody testing those two things, you go like, oh, okay. So.
Yeah, shootouts just for a shootout sake, that doesn't. There's a lot of that out there. I'm not interested in doing that, but yeah, when you're trying to find, I think that's what I've been doing with some of these tape emulators, because I got 3 of the Sound Sculptors and now 2 of the DIYREs. The 542s are always on the mix bus, but it's like trying to find those differences that do those couple things to use.
Because the question that I've been getting a lot, especially at school and recording, is, hey, what's the best thing to do when you want to go direct, right? Can I go like from my head, to the interface? Like, yeah, you need a low box, So what's the best one? And then the whole searching starts, and that's even
I think that phrase "the best."
Yeah, it's just,
it needs to be taken with a grain of salt, because the best to you may not be the best to me.
Exactly.
So there's technical side of it, what works the best. Okay, that I could see that we could probably quantify and get a lot of us on a same consensus of technically a piece of gear that maybe has either just works the cleanest or whatever.
Yeah.
We could do that. But that's only a part of any of these pieces of gear, whether it's a DI, a reamp box, I'm looking at the splitter, microphones, whatever. There's so much monitors, speaker monitors. Holy crap, that's a huge one, man.
Oh, yeah.
There's so much personal preference that comes in with them. So the best use that term.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of the best on anything. What's the best vocal mic? I don't know. What type of singer do you have? What kind of color do you want? What kind of song is it? There's so many variables.
But with all those reload boxes, it's interesting because they all sound very, very different. And it's if you still want to use an amp, a head in this case, a tube head, it's like you need that load box. Otherwise, you just go plug in, because there's no. But that's the only way to go.
Yeah.
So if you cannot mic it up, you have to find a load box. Reactive load box. That's very important. Reactive. So it translates better.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I haven't got to mess with many of those.
Resistive is darker sounding. That's what they used back in the day.
Well, see, but here's a good thing, right?
Yeah.
Those two things. You like the one because how it translates. Someone else might like darker, and that's why the whole best thing.
Yeah.
Whatever you buy, make sure you can return it. Just in case. On the things that you can return anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can return mics after you've opened them. At least from the big companies. I don't know.
No, because if you just sang into them, that means you spit into them. So
I don't know what you're talking about. I've never.
Yeah.
I was going to spit in the mic, but then I'm like, their ears are going to hurt.
It's like, oh, this mic is great. Yeah. I'm returning this.
It's got this runny stuff on it. I don't know. All right, where are we at? Anything else we got in there? This has been good. A couple new pieces of gear to look at. There's always gear. It's always also interesting to see what everybody else is using,
Oh, yeah.
I think that's kind of cool. If we're all using the same thing, this will be kind of boring.
I know, and right now there's so many brands, so many boutique, you can call them, any of those startups. There's just so many. Apart from the traditionals, it's like names I haven't even heard of. So it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I know. It can get kind of daunting.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just have to take what you have, set it up, and go work.
Yeah.
Make some music with it. We miss anything?
Sean says, things that can be taken out of context. Charlie
knew
saw
this was
my
coming.
rack on Facebook.
Oh. I wasn't expecting that. I thought it was going to be something else, actually. But yeah, that's a good. Oh, there's probably a lot of things that I say that could easily be taken out of context. Oh my.
And then Aaron says, that you said to me earlier, let me turn you on. And I chuckled a little bit. There's nothing you can say anymore.
I'm glad.
Amazing.
I'm glad we all have fun with this.
Yeah.
It's taking this in the light spirit that it is.
I know, it's amazing. It's amazing. You're not safe anywhere anymore.
No, that's good though. No one
But
should be
if you
safe.
have a sense of humor, that's the whole point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right. Well, if we don't have anything else, I get this OBS thing is back on my mind. I want to go troubleshoot this crap so we never have to deal with it again. Hopefully, or it's time to start using Wirecast.
Justin says, I just broke into the hybrid world and have a Warm Audio bus comp and Warm Audio 412 mic pre. I love them. Your thoughts?
Haven't used the 412. That's the API version of one.
Thing.
I have checked out the bus comp. I have a Allen Smart C1 here, and it's not going anywhere. I'm gonna leave it at that. But I know some people that love it. I know How also has the 412. If I'm thinking of the same unit, How has it and absolutely loves it. Says it's freaking great, especially on drums. But that's a good start. I'm assuming the bus comp. So if you're starting off the hybrid, I'm assuming that you're taking your whole mix going out to the bus comp, and what maybe possibly even using those mic pre's you could use to run some stuff back through, if I'm not mistaken, too, and warm them up. But that's the best place to start. Going hybrid is on the 2-bus, I think.
Jason says, I bought 4 pre-73 juniors, and he loves them.
I like the Golden Age stuff. I have nothing bad to say. Everything I have 2 Comp 54s over here and a Comp 3A Junior. We used to have a lot at the old studio when we were in Hollywood. We had I want to say 8, 9 of those,
of
the
those, yeah.
original
Yeah.
Mark I of those pre-73s. Then a few of the EQs. Then when we came here and went to the console, I got rid of a lot of that stuff initially. But I kept the Con 54s.
Yeah, Jason said he was torn between Golden Age and Black Lion Audio. Well, I think you made a good choice.
Yeah, I haven't used much of the Black Lion, so I can't really, nothing I can really say there, but my experience with Golden Age has been a very positive one. And they sound good. That 412, I think I got to look that up. That's going to drive me crazy. That is.
And then Aaron says,
warm.
Warm is decent, but they've had numerous quality control issues in their day. I usually tend to spend a little more for better end results. That being said, WA is better than most plugs.
Yeah, I'd probably agree with that. And on the quality control side as well, that's our experience here.
Yeah,
has
we
been
had
enough of that to where I just won't do it anymore.
Yeah, we had our share of experience there.
Yeah, so the 412 is that for the API style mic pre there. Yeah, I know Hal absolutely loves that thing. I'm sure it sounds fantastic. That's not a bad price either, man. Holy crap. That's why, but Audioscape has been on my list to look at because it's not really that much more expensive. I think it's built better, built really well, and everyone I know that has them that I actually trust their opinions on has nothing but great things to say about them. And there are people that I know would tell me if they thought something was shit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And they've said great things. I'm actually looking at a pair of the Cush Audio tweezers as well, the 500 version of the tweaker, because that tweaker's been on my list for quite some time. So much gear. You guys are making me want to go spend money now. What else we got?
Okay, not so much. Just people naming all their gear. Yeah, so.
Okay, we need to find a way. I need to get some of this so we can have some of this show up in the actual feed because some of these are great.
Yeah.
And all this cool gear that everybody's talking about.
My mains are the Cappy VP26.
Yeah, that. I know a bunch of people using those. Heard a lot of good stuff about those too. I need more space. I have more racks built if I'm going to add all that stuff.
Yeah. Then look into the Pangea Audio SE cables. Don't know those.
I don't know those either. I'll have to check those out. So much stuff.
Yeah. I'll better buy the green ones.
There's an inside joke there.
Yeah.
We'll leave it at that. Yeah. The 1176 from Audioscape I've heard great things about. I'm interested in the 3As. I don't know if you guys can see it over there. No, it's out of camera shot, but I have one of the Comp 3A Juniors from Golden Age. And when I was searching, I was going to get the regular size one, the main one of one of theirs because I thought it sounded good on everything that I heard it on. I'm like, okay, that's interesting. And then I found some random YouTube video that didn't have a lot of views, but this guy ran it through a couple sources, and I instantly went, that's the sound that I've been hearing in my head that I want from that compressor, and I just went and bought one.
Yeah.
And on bass, it's great. On snare, it's killer. On a mono overhead or a mono drum mic, it can be really cool. It has a very particular sound that is a nice slap.
Yeah. Justin really wants the Audioscape 1176A.
Yeah, that's a good one. That stuff's great. So much gear. Speaking of that, let's do one last listen to this monster that we created today with this very Frankenstein collection of microphones.
Yes. Let's hear it.
And let's see if time has changed our perception of how we hear this thing. Here we go.
was a pretty good retardando, man. And on the last rake, I nailed both acoustics. It's hard to do, folks.
I went to music school, man. 2.
It's hard to nail a rake on a retardando. So if you've ever tried to double that, let me know, and if you succeeded on the first try.
It's interesting. I think if we mute the drums, those sounds will work together.
Yeah.
Okay, last thing. I know I kept saying we're
Maybe
doing one
just
thing.
kick and everything else.
Because this is interesting. It's interesting. If you take the drums out, those sounds actually kind of all work together. It's
Yeah.
little. It's got a vibe to it, but you put the drums in and. Okay.
MAN Network says the video you guys released either last night or this morning with this song on it was like a mini masterclass. I spent 15 minutes explaining to my wife why it was awesome.
Oh, that was the mix video from the Joe Meek.
Yeah.
Yeah. Since we didn't go through it in the main video, I just wanted to show the damn guitar sounds in context because I thought they were so cool. You know, so yeah, I just broke the pieces down a little bit. Yeah, that guitar pedal is awesome. I want to put a different mic up and record these drums again. What time is it? 4:30. Moving 4. Do I have enough Gobos out there? Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Oh man, the sound that we created with that thing was just.
There, I think that when the first video, there was one comment, I can't remember who said it, you know, something about, wow, you know, a guitar player that lets the drummer mess with his tones. I thought that was good.
I know. It's, you know, there's many profiles or prejudices about musicians.
Hey, can we try one thing?
Sure.
I'm going to go, because I really want to see, this drums are bothering me. Yeah, this is just, it's bugging the hell out of me, man. I just can't. I mean, the kick is going to be what the kick is going to be with that microphone.
Yeah, sure.
But I'm going to go toss some Gobos. Here, you talk to people for a second.
Yeah. And
I'll be right back. You can man the seat.
Sure. I'll man it. So while Charlie is starting to play around, I'm going to play around here and look at all these things that people are saying. Oh yeah, you're obsessed with Gobos? Well, yeah, they're very useful if you want to tighten things up. They're great. So where am I here? Am I on the guitar? Where's the guitar? Let's see. Kick. Where's my guitar? There it is, the guitar. That's the one thing you have with Marshalls. The way they clean up, it's pretty fascinating. I mean, obviously it makes a big difference also what type of pickups you have here and how they clean up. But that's the part I love about cool pickups and Marshalls. The way they clean up, man. No, I'm not going direct. We're going with a 545. Sure. In mic'd on a 4x12 cabinet. So this is a Marshall JCM 2000. There's nothing direct here. This is all real. All real. And when I played the bass before, it was not direct either. It was just going through a polytone. So, yeah, no direct stuff here. Nothing. Ooh. All right. Let me switch you over here.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. So where are you? You're on.
I'm in the live room.
Yeah. There you are.
Got my mic on. All right, so I've got as many gobos as I could just grab quickly. So I have 3 on this side, 2 on this side, 1 back here, and then some foam over here. I have no idea if this is going to make enough of a difference. The mic is figure 8, so we're also getting everything above, but I don't know.
Hey, you want to record it?
Yeah, why not?
All right. So
Make sure the El Clico is on it.
El Clico, Ono?
That's the click on in Spanish.
El Clico. Is it on the on the mixer, right? You said?
No, just turn it on at the top.
Oh, on the top. Got it. But you want to record it, right?
Yeah, make sure it says click when recording.
It is. All right, here we go.
I couldn't hear myself. Okay. Now I'm ready.
Okay, here we go. Oh, that was pretty good. Okay, where are we here? There we are. That was interesting.
Any different?
Yeah. But I forgot how the previous one sounded. So
All right.
I don't know.
Let's see what it sound like. It's just bugging me. I actually like the other tones, kind of work well, but this was making me cray cray.
Yeah, David. Yeah, it's I work with Mark. I actually mastered one of his albums. So yeah, that was cool. It was very cool.
Okay, so that was what we just did. Holy crap! Hold on, I had a stupid EQ on. It's the original.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna go to where I'm hitting the snare like a man.
It's a little cleaner with the Gobo. Here's no Gobos. Here's with the Gobos. It's a little tighter. I wonder in contexto. You know, it's different, and I still don't like it. I like everything else, though. I have to find the right combo.
Yeah.
All right.
I guess a mono overhead mic, I think, is very specific, right? It's like,
Well, I mean, we're a mono ribbon microphone.
Yeah.
That's a very even more specific than that, and it's wide open. Well, that wasn't wide open in the room, but yeah, I mean, you got to tailor. The point with any of this is you're tailoring whatever you record to the sound you want. You know, if we recorded these drums and went, that's the sound we want, we have to make all the other elements fit around that.
Yeah.
You know, in this case, the drums feel like they were recorded for an entirely different project.
Yeah.
You know, and then brought into this sound.
And then probably I wouldn't have picked, such a bright guitar tone. I'd probably done something more like.
Hold on, let me turn you on.
Probably more like just a little darker, and cleaner, like.
Yeah.
So let's just try that.
All right. Here's the rabbit hole. It's gonna be like 8 o'clock. We're gonna still be on here trying different sounds. But you know what? Join us if you like. If you're bored, don't.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna turn the other guitar off for now.
Aaron says, "There you go again with the turn-ons."
All right, here we go. Holy crap. I mean, the volume isn't that different, but I couldn't hear it. That was insane. Okay, let's double it. You guys go Google doublet. It's a real thing. It's way better. See, now I don't hate the drums so much. The only thing I don't like now on the drums is the kick. It's not the mic I would choose for that. But with the ribbon mic, now you start building something that has a character to it, and all the pieces fit together and become more interesting. I mean, and that's something on every recording we do here, on every session I do with any of the artists, on what I'm on this camera, that we're working with, I try to do that from the start. You're trying to figure these things out before you start recording a little bit. Doesn't mean things won't change. Doesn't mean you won't have to redo something or tweak things. But the more you can do that now and have that idea, the more that you can make better decisions for your next idea. Because you know what it sounds like. Now that I hear this, it'd be like, okay, if we're going to go put some organ on it, or we're going to throw a little piano in, I could actually hear a little piano on this now, which I didn't before. It felt like a whole different thing, and the drums were this, outcast. And now the drums don't feel like an Outcast so much. I feel like it fits. And now I'm like, ooh, you know, little sprinkles of some piano in there might be kind of cool. And I could probably tweak that kick mic if I wanted to. The bass works. The bass is already kind of dark. I mean, that polytone's a little on the dark side. Then we have a 12-gauge mic on it. It's also a little on the dark side. You know, so it kind of tucks back in there a little bit. And I did automate the strums down on the B section just because they were cranked.
Yeah. Justin says, wow, this is like an online school for recording. You guys kick ass.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
All right. Excellent.
Yeah.
I guess that's it for today, guys. This was very, very, what's the word?
Entertaining.
Entertaining, eye-opening.
Educational.
Educational.
And a little frustrated with a couple technical things.
Yeah. Funny, right? A lot of out of
They're
context.
laughing with me, Michael.
They're laughing with me. Yeah.
Little Arrested Development there. But
we're only using the console pre. There's all this is just Trident.
Yep.
And did you do some EQ later on?
I turned it off. I just had it on the monitor. I didn't print it. The only EQ that I printed was on the bass. I knocked off the top end where the line noise was.
Yeah.
But I didn't change the tone.
There's no we're not compressing anything, right?
No. And no EQ is on now. That is just
This is all just bare knuckles. This is no fancy stuff. Just mic pre and talent.
And with the drummer, that's debatable. I wonder if this could be interesting. And tell me if you guys think this would be interesting. If we had like a basic setup, minimal thing, but we had the mics that were available for an instrument, you know, we could pick and choose them, laid out. So instead of voting before and then going, we come in and we kind of do something more in real time, and we take this track and we try to build it towards a sound in real time. Would that be interesting? That'd be interesting to me. So I guess we're going to do it.
Well, that's a self-fulfilling question.
Yeah. That would be kind of fun, actually. But yeah, all this stuff stays on the Trident. I just love how this console sounds.
Hey,
so
David would be, Jason would be.
All right, when you get back in town, we're going to do that.
Yeah.
We have a couple on the end. I know Gary Boss from Audio Technica is going to join me. I'm working on another acoustics one with someone. Just haven't been able to lock down a date for the fall yet. That's going to be a fun one. Talked to Scott Francisco, full-on drums partner, a week or so ago. He's going to join us for the big studio hookup extravaganza. We have a tentative date between the three of us, but we're just trying to make sure it works and then get all our ducks in a row. I don't want us to announce that thing without, knowing it's going to happen for sure, because that's going to be massive and awesome.
Yeah.
And Scott knows everything. He's kind of a genius.
Alma Artistica Studio. Yes, we only using the pre from the console.
Hey, you don't need to talk so much. Your voice when you get up here is very big.
Well, I mean, I'm kind of like away from the mic.
Luke,
because I'm reading and
I am your father.
Sí, estamos usando solo el pre de la consola, solamente. He's speaking in Portuguese, so.
Oh, ¿qué pasa?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's the least Portuguese phrase that you can say. Yeah.
Tudo bem.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Just switching the tone from the guitar just made a whole difference.
All right, so we have those coming up. I'm going to get David Vignola back on because I do want to talk about the business. I want to make one that's all about like the business and just, building a business, starting out, how to network, just all the things that help. I want to make something all about that because that's such a big topic. And I'm sure all of you out there also have some different experiences that we could share, that you could share with all of us as well. So I've already talked to David about coming back on in October. I may try to fast track that one sometime in September. I've got quite a few sessions coming up, but I'll see what I can fit in. The 24th, it's going to be at 10 a.m. LA time. So that PDT, I guess.
Yeah.
Going to have a special live broadcast because it's to the day 10-year anniversary of being in the studio. Going to share a bunch of photos from the beginning, different eras of how especially how this control room has changed, and just kind of talk about studio build a little bit. Because I have a session that day starting at noon, so I got to do it at 10. Got to be done by about 11:15, so I have time to get ready for session. And then that's the 24th, and then that's it for now. All right, I'm gonna go. We're gonna troubleshoot some OBS crap right now because I'm gonna figure that out, and then I'm gonna work on this video with these Audio Technica mics tonight. All right, everybody.
Guys.
Thank you so much for joining us.
This was a blast.
Y'all kick ass.
As always, you guys just make everything so much more fun. It's great.
And we'll see you in the next video. I just said that's what I say at the end of every actual video. This is a live stream, and I just like. We'll see you at the end of that. What's wrong with me? I think I'm hungry. We'll see you guys on the next live stream. Thanks for joining us.
Aaron says, gotta pick up my shift at the banana stand.
There's always money in the banana stand. All right, you guys.
All right.
Peace
Thanks
out.
a lot.
Wrong mouse. One